987 AD, 4881 AM. The Carolingian dynasty in France ends. Hugh Capet begins to rule, his domain a small area around Paris. His progeny would still be reigning as late as the 18th century. 994 AD, 4888 AM. Toltec king Huamak II ascended the throne at Tolan, but the people soon revolted because of his licentious behaviour, and strange omens were seen in the sky above Mexico. Omens occurred in the city. That winter a crippling frost killed all their crops, and the following summer was unbearably hot. As plague set in 995 AD, a warlike invader called the Chichimeque drove the people out of the city, and they travelled into Mexico, southward according to Ixtlilxochtli. 1. Atlantis in America. 995 AD, 4889 AM. Strange lightning completely destroyed the Irish town of Armagh, all of its houses, cathedrals, belfries, and even the historic round towers that had been erected prior to the arrival of the Celts. These were all destroyed by the unusual thunderbolts, according to the Book of the Four Masters, as well as the Annals of Ulster. 1. Round Towers of Atlantis. 999 AD, 4893 AM. Mass apocalyptic fear spread throughout the kingdoms of Europe, and people were encouraged to sign over their wealth and estates to the Roman Church, the local civil authorities taking their portions as well. The ignorance of the times led to the immense increase in the wealth of the Church. The year 1000 AD was viewed as the last days. That judgment day was about to occur, few taking into consideration at that time that it was the Church through Dionysius Exiguus who implemented the Anno Domini calendar in the year 50 after the fall of Rome, which translated as 526 AD. In this year the Irish Celts defeated the occupying Vikings and took the city of Dublin. The Scandinavian Icelanders, also Vikings, accepted Christianity as their official religion. In this year is established the Turkish Islamic Empire by Mahmud of Ghazni in Afghanistan. 1. Saxons, Vikings and Celts. 2. The Vikings. 1000 AD, 4894 AM. Concerning this year and on through the beginning of the century in Hegel's Philosophy of History, we read, quote, "The fear of the approaching final judgment and the beliefs in the speedy dissolution of the world spread through all of Europe. Some bestowed the whole of their possessions on the Church." Unquote. 1. The Albigensian Heresy. 1006 AD, 4900 AM. A supernova brightened the heavens and was recorded by Egyptian writer Ali ben Ridwan, as well as chroniclers in Europe, China, Japan, and among the Arabs. 1. End of Eden. 2. Foundations of Astronomy. 1012 AD, 4906 AM. The megalithic city of Cuzco in Peru is reoccupied by the descendants of the Andean people that abandoned it priorly, a people now ruled by the Incas, kings. These people settled Cuzco and are convinced that their own end will come at the termination of the 13th age, at the end of the reign of the 13th Inca. This indeed occurs 520 years later in 1532 AD, at the hands of the Spanish with the death of Atahualpa. 520 is 40 times 13. 1013 AD, 4907 AM. Danish Viking King Canute II, Knut, completes the subjugation of Britain, becoming king of all England, Denmark and Norway. This is the date attributed to the composition of the Epic of Beowulf, a Gothic piece of literature concerning the Geats or Getae, the name of the descendants of the ancient Israelites wandering in Asia, as in Mazdigetae. This was the 220th year since the first appearance of the Vikings in England in 793 AD. This was 148 years, 1776 months, after 865 AD, when the Danes landed the great heathen army in England. 1. Tracing our ancestors. 1014 AD, 4908 AM. The Emperor Basil of Constantinople, called the Bulgar Slayer, defeated the Bulgarians in this year and captured 15,000 of them. He had them all blinded except 150 men, who were charged with leading the others back to their king. In Ireland, the Irish Celts descended from the Tuatha De Danann and Milesians, fought the Vikings in the Battle of Clontarf and drove them out of Ireland. High King Brian Boru ascended the Irish throne. This is 2016 years, 1008 plus 1008, after King David established the throne of David in 1003 BC. 1. The world's all wrong. 2. Saxons, Vikings and Celts. 1016 AD, 4910 AM. After uprisings, the Danish king Canute completes his subjugation of England after invading with 1,000 ships according to Adam of Bremen. This was 1736 years, or 4 judged time periods of 434 years each, after the last of the 10 tribes of Israel were deported into Assyria in 721 BC, won the Vikings. 1027 AD, 4921 AM. King Canute of Denmark, Norway and England made a pilgrimage to Rome to attend the coronation of the Emperor Conrad II of Germany. This was a dramatic display of Christian piety on Canute's part, but it pleased his own people in Rome as well. Christianity had now penetrated the northernmost reaches of Europe.